So there was a time where I had a lot of insecurities inside of me. They were all suppressed. And that was because I had an idea of what I should be like. And I wasn't like that. I wasn't like that idea of what I should be like. So I suppressed all these insecurities. And as a result, my mind was constantly thinking and thinking and thinking. And those thoughts were always about how to solve the problem called me. How to solve me. And I was constantly trying to find a method how to feel more authentic, how to live in truth. That's why I was trying to find truth. And I was trying to, understand some methods, use them, and I didn't realize at the time that I was using methods to change who I was. It was always the same process. I was watching videos where some guru told me to watch my breath. And I, with the person with the insecurities, thought, well, now I know what to do. I have to change myself by doing this. That's how I become the person I am supposed to be. But of course, this only resulted in me feeling even worse, being even worse, being more stressed out, thinking that I'm a failure because I cannot really concentrate on the breath because the thoughts are so strong. So at a certain point, I gave up and I just sat down and I told myself I'm not going to meditate, I'm just going to sit, I'm not going to do anything, I'm not even going to use my phone or talk with friends or, just entertainment. I'm not going to do any of it. I'm just going to sit down for half an hour. And what happened is that all of my thoughts and feelings and insecurities were just out of control and they were just bubbling up. It's like when you are going to bed and you cannot sleep because all the thoughts are starting to come up. It's like I'm consciously provoking the situation. And I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't using any methods to get rid of the thought. I wasn't using any methods to get rid of the feelings. I was just allowing it to be. And I felt a little bit of freedom. So that's when I got the clue. It was like a clue there. Still, my mind came back and it told me that now I should continue to concentrate on the breath and do this and practice, try to change myself. But over time, it became more and more and more and more clear that it all comes down to simply being, because when you are simply being, you're not trying to fix the past or move towards the future in the hopes that the future has a solution for your past, but you're simply being, and you allow all the feelings and thoughts and stories to be like a storm, and you don't use a method. Then what happens is that the unconscious storm becomes conscious. I have to use those words to explain what I mean. But it feels like there's like a feeling, and it's like, at first it's like a subtle feeling, it's an uncomfortable feeling, it's like something you don't even notice, but when it's gone, you know it was there, and you feel a relief, so it becomes more and more conscious, and there's like this big sensation of suffering, like when you're meditating for 20 minutes, there's even more suffering than in the beginning. It's just becoming more conscious, and you're not doing anything about it, it's just everything is happening by itself. And so by doing absolutely nothing, and it's just becoming obvious what those insecurities are. And from this point, you can simply accept them. Don't try to suppress them. Accept that this is you. Like, live. That's what it means to live in your truth. To accept the light and the shadow of your so-called personal life. This is how to transcend yin and yang, and then you are in the true self. Now, the true self is already here. It is the thing that is allowing you to accept the good and the bad. It is allowing you to represent your most authentic self right here. So all you have to do is to simply be. And everything will it will be different. You will not become the person your ego wanted you to become. You will just become your authentic self, which is where your power is. And of course, those are just words to describe what I mean. In the direct experience, there are no words to be used. You don't need words. That's also something that is very important to understand. And I don't want to take away your beliefs. It's your choice, seemingly. But I was only able to become truly free when I gave up all of my beliefs. I'm saying that because once in my life I was a Christian and I had this belief in God, in the sky or in heaven, and it was just my programming that told me, that was programmed like this, that I have to believe in it or else I'm going to burn in an eternal lake of fire. The brainwashing was in believing that this belief will save me, but actually it just destroyed me. And I had to understand that all beliefs, including this and any other beliefs, even if it's not such a dramatic belief, you can discard any belief you have, because your true self doesn't need a belief. It is already free. You don't need any beliefs, you can just detach. And detaching is not something you do. It's not something you choose to do. I'm going to detach now. And now I hope it stays like this. It's not like this. It's just being. And when you are being, you will notice this inner storm. Maybe you don't have this inner storm. That's perfect. But it can be that there is this inner storm. If you're interested in freeing yourself, becoming liberated, then you're probably someone that has this inner storm. So allow it to be. You already know that you are not the storm, that you are the sky that's watching the storm. So what to do? There's no concept, actually. I cannot tell you do this. You're already being. And when you are allowing yourself to just lay down or sit down or relax without having the intention of getting somewhere, of getting a result from it, what will happen is that your suppressed parts will become conscious. And what to do when they are conscious? You don't do anything. You actually don't do anything in that process. Because later you will find out that there is no you that is controlling anything. The funny thing is that the suppressed self is like the ego that is always criticizing every single thing that the organism is doing, and that feels like a separate self. So when that is transcended, it's just, again, I'm just using words, feels like every single move that is happening is just a spontaneous happening. There's no separate self doing it. So you can already do it right now. Just be. There is something, the shadow, the ego is always trying to find a method because it thinks it is inherently bad. It is inherently flawed. So it needs a method to fix itself, which is creating a future in the mind again that will never happen. And it thinks that the past was causing the negativity of the now. So this is a never-ending circle. But when you just sit down, you pause, you just are. You're not waiting for a special magical moment, knowing that your true self has nothing to do with a special magical moment. I had a comment. Someone said that he had a moment of enlightenment, and it was like the brain was like, and I know this is like, it's a very cool moment when you're meditating and there's like this moment where it feels like you're on drugs or something, but that's not enlightenment because it's a temporary experience. So don't look for such an experience. It's not the goal. There's no goal. There's just this right now. You can just be. And what's important, what I want to say in this video, the important part of this video is to tell you that there is probably something inside of you that doesn't feel good. There is like an insecurity that wants to become conscious, and instead of trying to fix it, you just allow that this is part of your wholeness, of the wholeness. So by accepting it, there seems to be a sort of energy that comes from it, from this acceptance, and then you can use this energy, or this energy will be naturally used by the flow of life to create something new and beautiful. So that's it.